What up, what up, what up? It's your man's Wolf with Dale, aka Mr. Group Economics. And I just took a quick look on the Forbes list, right, of like passive income ideas, right? Or cash flow, things like that. And they had a couple of them on there. So I want to run it down, right? So on the top of the list, they had real estate, they had self-storage, digital products, dividends, vending machines, and laundromats, right, as items you can use for income, cash flow, passive income. I don't use the term passive so much. There are a few things that are truly passive, but most of them that make money aren't extremely passive, right? So let's get into this, right? Let's understand, because the goal is financial freedom, right? The goal is to be able to create cash flow. I tell everybody, especially if you're young, focus on the retirement age of 40. You're young, that's your retirement age. The crap they sold you about the 60, 65, and to be honest, if you're young, the real age that they're putting towards is going to be like 70 and some change. Focus on 40, right? So let's get into this list, though, because there's pros and cons. And you know me, I'm a real estate guy now. It was at the top of the list, right? Real estate has a lot of pros, but we're going to start there. We'll go back up to real estate. Right under real estate, it's interesting. They had storage, self-storage, which is still a form of real estate. It actually grosses a lot per square footage. When you look at the cost to build, the cost of rent, it can outperform residential real estate. But it's a different game to get into to understand, and it's hot right now. So you also have to figure out how many people need it, how long will it be in demand. Those are big projects, or you could buy one and take over a self storage, maybe that's doing good, right? So you got self storage in there, which is cool. That's a business. That is a business, and it's an active daily type business, in my opinion. They may have like management companies. I don't know much about them, but if not, then you have a business. You got a staff, you got the cleaners, you got receptionists, you got people on site every day working. It's a business. Next, they had digital products. Now, digital products is a real passive form of income. You can make something once and just keep getting paid from it. However, is it something that can be done easily? No. To have successful digital products, you need a big following. So you have to work on really building up a huge following to be able to push digital products and make money. Secondly, it's not a long term thing. I think, right? You put out something. Most people are teaching different skill sets. You might make a lot of money real quick, but it's not a long term passive thing. 4 or 5 years, people aren't paying attention to it, especially if you're not promoting it anymore. Really, probably within a year, you aren't promoting it anymore. No one's really buying it anymore. You have authors and stuff, but I know a ton of authors that wrote books. They get checks here and there, but it's not something they can say, "Man, I can go live in the Bahamas off the money I make from the books I sold." So that, in my opinion, is not a strong field to say I did this and I can just sit back and retire from it, right? Next, you had dividends. Now, dividends is a real passive form of income, and people do push it, but they don't tell you that it take like millions of dollars to be able to create dividends that you can live from. The guy I follow, he's done extremely well, but he sold different things and made a lot of money selling courses and stuff like that, and then he made millions that he put into dividend paying stocks, which that's great, because if you make the type of money you put into something like that, and it just keeps paying you. And now he have a really comfortable, lavish lifestyle you can have from the dividends. But it takes millions. The dividends aren't big, right? You're not going to strike those things and be like, man, I retire from this dividend, unless you put a lot of money into it, which most people don't have. Vending machines they had on the list. Vending machines are cool, and I think they're a great way to flip money. You got money sitting around in the bank, you can find a good location. It's going to make you a lot more money, but it's a business. You have to go and refill them. They break down. There's a lot to it. You're out in Costco and these different places every weekend buying chips and sodas and things. You're replacing it. There's work to be done, right? It is a job. It's a business, vending machine, right? And laundromats, same thing. Laundromats are great. They make money, but it's a business. You have to put time into it. Now, let's go back up to real estate. I still am searching. I'm not saying it's the only one, but I haven't seen something that equates to real estate. You acquire enough real estate, you can literally sit back and kind of chill. You get management companies. You get a good management company, you hardly ever do anything with your dang on property. It might call you and say, "Hey, this thing costs over the threshold you set for us for $500. So you approve us to be able to do it?" And you're like, "Yeah" or "No." Real estate is really a tool, and it's something that people will continue to need. And you buy right, it creates cash flow, it creates appreciation, and you don't have to do anything to kind of keep making more money. And what I mean by that is, say you acquire enough property to get the lifestyle you want, and it's making you $10,000 or $15,000 a month or whatever you desire. In 10 years, it's going to be making you more, right? Because rent just continually goes up. So you can maintain your lifestyle in 10 years, and even with the cost of inflation and things going up, you're still going to make more money. You're still going to be able to live that same lifestyle because the rents have went up as well. So that's why I'm a huge fan of real estate. It's one of those tools you can buy. And when you first start out, it's not passive. Don't let anyone tell you real estate is passive. Especially when you first start out, you got to get your things going. Now, once you've really developed the right people, the right team, the management in place, it's minimal. I would say, someone with a nice portfolio, if they want, they might spend 10 hours a week dealing with their real estate. 10 hours a month dealing with the real estate, if that. They might make some calls to the property manager, get some information from property manager updating them. We kick this person out, we bring this person in, whatever. But it's minimal, and you can kind of live where you want. So you could take this cash flow and live anywhere in the world you choose. So real estate, I think, is still one of the best forms of passive income. Let me know your thoughts. What are your ideas on how to create income for you to live free financially wherever you choose? Catch me on the next video. Meet me at the beach or the bank. I'm out.